With anxiety, you are constantly thinking and worrying about how you're feeling. You might be worrying about that tight pressure on your chest, that pit in the bottom of your stomach, that panic attack, or whatever symptom that you're experiencing. And you're constantly evaluating and measuring how those symptoms are making you feel. But if you want to recover from anxiety, you have to stop caring about how you're feeling. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but you have to let go of these worries and just let the sensations be there. When you do that, you're going to see your recovery launch forward. So today, I'm going to explain how you do that and why it's going to help you fully recover from your anxiety. Let's begin. When I was early on in my recovery journey, I was constantly gauging how I was feeling. I'd be paying attention to that wave of anxiety to see if it was going to get worse. I'd be trying to determine whether my derealization and my head fog was going to make me even more out of it that day. And so what I was doing is I was treating my symptoms like a measuring stick for the progress in my recovery. But here's the thing, that doesn't work. In fact, that was actually keeping me stuck in a loop of fear and slowing my recovery down. The reason for that is because when we're in an anxious state, our nervous system is running on overdrive. Your fight or flight response is stuck in the on position, where adrenaline, cortisol, and other stress hormones just keep being released into your bloodstream. That's the reason you're feeling all the sensations that you're experiencing. But if you've been watching this channel, then you know that these symptoms aren't actually dangerous. They're just your body in an ultra protective state. So the more you care about these feelings and pay attention to them and even try to measure them, the more power that they have over you. That is not what we want. See, our overriding goal in recovery is to lose our fear of these sensations. We have to stop worrying about why we're experiencing all the strange and bizarre symptoms that we're experiencing. In other words, we have to become fearless towards our anxiety. And that's exactly why the name of this channel is called Fearless Anxiety. But when we focus on our symptoms, what we're doing is we're keeping that fear alive. Because if you're concentrating on those symptoms, that means you want them to go away. You want them to leave you alone. Now, anxiety will ultimately go away when you recover, and it's going to leave you alone. But during the recovery process, we have to be okay with the sensations being there. And we cannot give them unneeded attention. See, recovery is not about feeling better in the moment. Instead, recovery is about not caring how your anxiety is making you feel. Now, that's so important that it's worth repeating. Recovery is not about feeling better in the moment. Instead, it is about not caring how your anxiety is making you feel. And let me tell you, you will know when you're in the home stretch of recovery because you don't care about how anxiety makes you feel. So despite whatever symptoms you're experiencing, you don't monitor them. And you definitely don't let them dictate what you can or can't do with your life. All right, but let's pause for a second because it's important to understand why we're so focused on how we're feeling. And believe me, I know the answer to this question just about as well as anybody on earth. The reason we care about how we're feeling is because the sensations of anxiety can be extremely uncomfortable and they can feel like they're dangerous. That's why anxiety can easily trick us into believing that those sensations and those feelings are the indication that something serious is wrong with us. So many anxiety sufferers find themselves believing that their racing heart is the sign of a heart issue, or that the lump in their throat is going to make them choke, or maybe that their derealization is a sign of a brain tumor. But like I've told you over and over on this channel, these symptoms, whichever ones that you're experiencing, are normal. They are completely normal and they're not harmful or dangerous. So the key is reminding yourself of this fact over and over until you believe it with 100% certainty. And you can because it is the truth. All right, so you're probably asking, Peter, if I am not supposed to care how I feel, what should I care about? Well, the answer is simple. You just care about what you're doing and the people around you. So your focus is on the real aspects of your life instead of continuously being distracted and consumed by your anxiety. The way to do this and to do it consistently is to implement what I call the fearless approach. The fearless approach is the step-by-step approach that I use to recover from my anxiety. And it's the same approach that I use with clients to help them overcome their anxiety. I've put it in the link below and it's completely free. So just make sure you're implementing the fearless approach each time you experience anxiety. And what that means is doing things like dismissing your anxious thoughts, surrendering to your anxious sensations, and then shifting your focus to an engaging activity. Now, that's precisely how you stop worrying about how you're feeling. You're then able to focus on your daily life. So, for instance, the work you're doing at your job, the conversation with a friend, or even doing the dirty dishes that are in the sink. You're putting your attention and your focus on these engaging activities instead of allowing your brain to be constantly monitoring and worrying about the symptoms that you're experiencing. And again, it is this process, this fearless approach that allows you to do it. It allows your anxiety symptoms to be there without giving them unneeded attention. As you get good at implementing the fearless approach, what you're going to find is that you stop fearing these symptoms and that your nervous system gradually calms down and desensitizes. That is where recovery happens. Now, it does take some time, of course, but it absolutely works, I promise you. In fact, I have the pleasure of watching clients who couldn't previously leave their homes, then start to go back to work, go out socially with friends, and return to a completely normal life that is free from anxiety. And all they're doing is consistently implementing the processes that I'm teaching here, and they're fully recovering. Now, as a side note, I didn't cover every aspect of the fearless approach in this episode. I've done so in many other episodes. And I've also put that in the link below called the 5-Step Cure to Anxiety and Panic Attacks. Again, it's completely free and it's my gift for you joining me here today. Also, if you can, do me a favor and hit the like button and the notification button on the way out. I'll keep posting episodes every week and diving into different aspects of anxiety and recovery. So keep tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.